What's going on, everybody? So I'm making this video about this auto plugin version 3.90. Just released a couple of days ago. So I'm going to show you how to install this on your PlayStation Vita running your 365 HENKaku Enso or the 360 HENKaku exploit or 367 H-encore. Uh, yeah, so let's just dive right into the video. Well, first things first, we're going to have to put our using VitaShell into USB mode. It'll actually let my fingers navigate to where it needs to go. I'll just put my VitaShell up right now. And no, I don't want network features. And USB devices, memory card, select. Okay, so here we are looking at the memory stick of the PlayStation Vita. All we're going to do, that's the old version actually. Let me delete that real quick. And we're just going to drag and copy this over to the UXO directory of our PlayStation Vita. And once you've done that, now all we have to do is install that, and I'll go through all the installation processes using the application on the Vita. So let's go over and do that. Alrighty, so here we are at the Vita, and what I'm just going to do is I'm going to go into VitaShell here, and we're just going to hit start and get this going. So basically we're just going to install this application, and the loudest car would go by my fucking house right now. Okay, so on the UXO, if you scroll down here, you should see your, oh, wait a minute, no, I put it on my UMAO, I'm sorry. You could just put it on your UXO. I just use UMAO because it's my memory stick, and I just like using that more than my UXO, which is swapped to my SD to Vita adapter. But if you come down, oh, there it is. All right, so there's the auto plugin version 3.90. So you're just going to hit X on that and hit X yes to install. And it will ask you about the third party, so just hit yes again. So allow that to install and do its thing. Probably just take a couple of minutes or so. Okay, so after the installation finally finishes, you're going to be looking for your auto plugin after the install happens, which is this application right here. So I'll just start that up real quick. And there's going to be a couple of things that you're going to be looking for, which is a whole bunch of list of applications and plugins. But you have plugins for PSP Adrenaline and plugins for the Vita. Now I'll run you through the Adrenaline ones real quick. They have the no PDRM and the remastered controls, which is basically just Japanese controls. You can change that in your recovery menu. And then you have PSP plugins, the CXMB. That's just a custom theme enabler. Then you have your GTA Native Resolution patch, which is just like an upscale graphics for Grand Theft Auto games. The camera patch, which is for using the camera on the Vita with the camera application in the emulation software. Language swapper, we know what that does. Category light, that's your game categories. So if you want to put like your emulators, your ISOs, and whatnot in separate categories, then you can do that. And then Kingdom of Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix Undub, which is just a patch to the Birth by Sleep CSO or ISO, or well, it's got to be a ISO or CSO. So that's right. We don't use UMDs anymore. Whoopsies. Okay, so moving back. Now, plugins for Vita. You have the install plugins option, and you have all of this fun jazz. So I'm gonna go down and through the list for you, and so that way you guys can understand what they actually do. So Adrenaline is the application for PSP emulation. And you have your analogs enhancer, which is set a specific dead zone for both analogs 0 to 128. This is for if you're playing like combo games or something like Dragon Ball Z on your Vita, you can use that to your advantage. Let's see, analog stick disabler. This disables the Vita's analog sticks. And you have auto boot, which auto boot is just for auto booting a specific plugin or application after enabling HENKaku or H-encore. It does not work with well, it might work with Enso, but I don't see why you would want to do that. CID spoofer is spoof your console ID. Custom boot splash is display a custom logo on system boot. Custom warning is customize your console warnings. Let's see. Download enabler. This enables downloading in web browser to save files to UXO download. So this means you can download PDFs or MP3s or you name it, you want it, you got it. Let's see. D3 Vita and or DS3 Vita and DS4 Vita. This is for using the DualShock controllers for either PS3 or PS4, hence the numbers, with your Vita. DS Motion is motion control support for the DualShock with the PlayStation TV only. This only works with PS TVs running HENKaku. Let's see. Frame counter counts frames per second in the top left corner. Free PSM enables the debug in application purchases. Let's see. Then we have fuck PSSE, which kudos to this guy. Dump PlayStation mobile game data and decrypt them, which could be useful for developers. Infinite net. Disable network features disabling for saving batteries. So if you're playing a game and you're running low on battery and you're playing online with it, and all of a sudden you can't play online, you don't have to worry about that anymore. IO Plus. This is input-output operations for more control with those. ITLS Enso is a patch for the web browser site restrictions that are in the PlayStation Vita firmware. So you can go to different sites and stuff and not have those restrictions. Basically, you can just use your web browser as a web browser on your PC. LOL icon is a small VitaShell ran from the kernel that allows overclocking, which is not necessarily really needed because you could just install a different plugin to overclock your CPU and GPU. Make PSM great again. Modifications to PSM developer applications. Pretty much sums it up. No AVLS. This is disabling AVLS, which is automatic volume limiter system, so you don't have to worry about having not enough volume. No LED. That just turns off the LED for your PS Vita home button. No lock screen version 2. Oh boy. This is pretty much you only lock your PSP when you want to, so it will never shut off. No NPDRM. Exports Vita license keys and fake keys and bypass the PS Plus expiration. And the next one here, which is the same thing, just an updated version. And then you have no PSM DRM, which is export the PSM license keys as fake keys and bypass PSM game exploration. Which, if you're wondering what PSM is, it's homebrew and like past, present games that were Sony delegated. Anywho, moving on. No PSM whitelist. Disable PS TV's whitelist for PSN games. And you have no sleep. Disable the sleep timer. No trophy message blocks the trophy message pop-up. O'Clock Vita is overclock CPU on the Vita. Taihen only I would recommend that on because if you have permanent custom firmware, you can just install a patch to do that. PNG shot makes screenshots great again. I don't know why you would want to install this, just simply because you have a screenshot function on your PS Vita. Let's see, PSM patch, mod or load PSM games. Then you have PSP2 battery fixer, deletes temporary flags on the PS Vita board on the battery. So if you're having issues with your battery, you could try that out and it might actually remedy the problem. PSV VSH menu. This is what I was talking about before. You can install this to overclock your CPU, GPU, have instant access to your recovery menu, and a whole bunch of other options. Let's see, refood. Run programs that are not decrypted properly. So if you don't decrypt something properly and it won't run ever again, you can use this to just force run it, basically. Rima PSTV, or yeah, Rima PSV, sorry. Remap every button on your PS Vita. So you can change the circle to X, the triangle to R, the analog up, left to D-pad down, whatever. Let's see, repatch UXO. This is for HENKaku. It's for repatching the UXO directory upon boot. Let's see, Rescaler. Beta, it's a beta graphics upscaler. So anything you run, it's going to try and upscale the graphics through a shading system. Let's see, Reskype is enabling Skype on 365. And we're almost done here. Let's see. Shellbat displays seconds and percentage in status bar. And then there's another one, which is the same thing. And then let's see, trophy hacks, trophy unlocker for PS Vita, turbo pad. There's a lot of these. Rapid fire on any button, basically a modded controller. UDCD UVC. There's 3 versions of this because there's 3 ways of doing it. One way is using, I forgot the name of the program actually, and then there's another one for the Vita display that you can get that somebody made with Unity, and then the next one is for the OBS software that I actually use. So yeah, but they're all updated currently, so they should work with every single one. But just in case they don't, you have 3 options. But that's for displaying your PS Vita on your PC. Moving on, USB-MC, USB storage as Vita memory card, which is kind of dumb because that already exists. VFlux is a screen filter plugin. This is another graphics thing. We have VGI, which prints or saves information about PS Vita games directly to your console. Vitamote, or Vmote, that's what it's called. Vmote is control your PS Vita with a Wii remote. Why? Let's see. Vita PS4 link controls, force prepare remote play function. Vita Bright, only for 3.60 PS Vita, experimental brightness lowering plugin. Let's see, Vita Cheat is just a cheat device, and you have another version of it. And Vita Graphics is another graphics plugin. Vita Stick is another analog stick control, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really too much else on here. These WDNFs, I mean, you don't really need to worry about these. It's just developer plugins that you can use. And that's pretty much it. So that covers all the plugins, and that was a really long list. And I'm also going to have the text file with all the descriptions of these below, so that way you can just get your hands on it and read through it and see which ones you want to use with the description. But yeah, so other than that, rate, comment, subscribe. I hope this video was helpful, and that sums up the auto plugin for PlayStation Vita running your HENKaku Enso or HENKcore or HENKaku. Okay? Alrighty. Talk to you all later.